if I want to make impact, I have to show up authentically myself, knowing that I won't be for everyone and that's okay. I remember for years I kept my curtain closed and never opened it up. I was just in the darkness. I wanted to be in the darkness. My dad was abusive, and I reflect back on those times where my mom left. And as an adult, the fact that she found the strength to leave, like I don't respect my mom leaving. I don't, because if my mom never left my dad, I wouldn't have been able to experience my dad the way I experienced this after
Yeah.
he left. I've never said that I wish you had stayed. I don't know what my definition of love would be if my mom had stayed in that relationship. If I didn't see within my mom that she wants to change and she's willing to make that change, I don't think I would have had a relationship with my mom right now.
Welcome to The Narrative, a podcast of untold stories, a place where silence is broken, secrets are unearned, and stories find their voice. I'm Dr. Crystal Ann England, therapist, storyteller, and your guide for healing through truth. From intergenerational wisdom to identity, race, purpose, and power, this is a sacred space for the stories we were never taught to tell, but always needed to hear. Because healing begins when our stories are spoken. Hello and welcome to the podcast of Untold Stories. Today I have with me Abigail. I call her Abby. I knew just like a quick brief history during the pandemic, right, Abby? Back, I think that is when I met you on TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't even remember how it even started that.
You came on my FYP, and I see there's a lot of people that come across my FYP. I'm like, okay, this is someone who's very valuable and who can impact. Like I see that right off the bat. And I remember me sharing to my audience that you're someone that they should definitely follow, because it's like, how should I put it? You're Guyanese and Jamaican, and you are able to just relate to so many individuals. I was like, yeah, this is an individual we all have to follow because she has something to share and to make a change and to help us. So it's like, that's how I remember seeing you.
Well, thank you, Abby, because to be honest, listen, if it wasn't for Abby, I probably would have still have only 400 followers, which is amazing. And I'm happy with my little 400. Trust me, I'm very, very happy. But the fact that I'm able to even have more of a bigger reach is amazing and fantastic. And so when you said that, it reminded me, yes, I remember, because I went like from 400 to 13,000. And I was like, but wait, my content didn't change.
It's crazy because sometimes it takes someone to just see, like, I guess I see myself in you, and I would want someone to do that for me. Like, I'm here, I'm sharing valuable content. How I treat people is the way I want to be treated. And I know it doesn't always walk back from the same person, but I get it back. Some way, some form. Why do that? And I see a lot of people that come across my FYP, and before they go viral, I'm in their inbox telling them that they're talented. And that's just me, because I don't want when it all blows up and I'm in my mind, I'm like, I didn't say anything. I should have. And I think that walks with people. She saw something. She saw what I saw.
I love that, Abby. And I'm so appreciative, because it wasn't until you reminded me, I completely even forgot of how we even met and how it how it came together. And even since then, there's been many times that I have reached out to you over the course of from that time when we initially met, right, to now, and I've said, oh my gosh, Abby, the people I'm on this internet is terrible. How do you do it? How you like
don't worry, it's okay. Just, brush it off. It's fine. Or, remember who you are or your purpose. And so thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You
You're welcome.
know, for the guidance for all of that, because you're so right. And then that gives me an opportunity now that I have an even further reach to then when I see people and I see something in them that I can say, hey, I see you and you're doing amazing, incredible things. And then now I can have an opportunity to help them too. Like your little bit of kindness was then able to help me to help somebody else. And I'm sure that person goes on to help somebody else. And all because it started with that little bit of kindness that you showed me. So
Yeah.
I thank you.
You also
Yes.
are.
Yes. So Abby, let's dive in. Let me ask you, when you think about your discernment, when you think about the thing in you that knows, that has the knowing, how has that thing led you or guided you through your life? Do you know what I'm talking about when I say that?
I would say, I think it's that feeling that you have when you know it's time to do something, right? I think that's really what it is. And I've always had this since I've known myself. And it's crazy enough. I was talking to my husband last night and I enjoy sharing resourceful information, right? And I was in the bathroom and I was like, I have an idea. And I went to Nick and I was like, I enjoy doing this. I know it's going to be good. This is what I want to do. And the fact that I'm able to support myself, and believing myself, I think that's what carries me through. That I feel like when you have that gut feeling is always right. Sometimes you have this idea and you're like, I don't know. And I think that's what holds a lot of people back.
The uncertainty.
Yeah, it is. And it's crazy. I'm going to use my social media as an example, right?
Yeah.
When TikTok was TikToking, I was like, I don't know when I'm going on this app, but I know I'm going to make impact, if that makes sense. And if I'm going to make impact, I have to show up authentically myself, knowing that I won't be for everyone and that's okay. And I did that. And I knew if I had said to people, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they might not see where I'm going, I think I would never get nothing done, because what happens is that a lot of people think that because they're not living a certain life and they're not doing a certain thing, they can't see it for someone else.
Yeah. You can do it. If I'm not doing it, there's no way you can do it.
Yeah, like if it was for me, why would you do it?
Yeah.
And now that my TikTok is almost at 200,000 followers, and the amount of people I'm able to just assist just by sharing information, because it just comes from doing that small thing, like you never know, like how you're going to impact someone. I get messages all the time where people be like, thank you so much for sharing this. I was able to utilize it. I know it's beneficial to someone else. Right. So for me, it just comes back to being myself, choosing what's right for me, and living for myself. Because it really comes down to that.
Yeah.
It honestly comes down for that. Because if you're not living for yourself and you're not doing what's make you happy, like, who are you living for? That's what it comes down to. Like, who are you living for?
Let me ask you though, Abby, were there times in your life when you felt like you weren't authentically showing up as who you wanted to be, and you were maybe, walking around with a mask on or pretending because
This is such a good question. I know you know where I'm gonna probably go to, and it's when I'm still dealing with grief. I say I'm walking in grief now, and was when my dad died, and well, I'm already tearing up because it does affect you. This is that you live with it. You don't. I could tell you that I don't know how I wake up in the mornings, because that's not something you think about, like losing someone that's so close to you. And that was my biggest fear in life, right? And I could go back and see myself just being here and mentally being in Mars.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, I don't remember much of the first 2, 3 years when my dad died because I was just living in a blur. It felt like a deja vu to me, and I wasn't showing up. But at the same time, I had a mask on because I was around all my friends. They didn't know I was going through that. And it wasn't until I shared on my social media that I've been dealing with grief and dealing with depression. They're like, why didn't they say anything? It's like, I don't know how to express something to someone that they don't know because it's going to be like, well, I don't know. Because I
Mm-hmm.
tried. I remember saying that to someone. I was like, I think I'm depressed and I'm going into a like, a shell, which I did.
Yeah.
I was living in a mental box for years. I remember my room. What happens when you're mentally not here is that you don't care about what's going on around you. I remember my clothes used to be everywhere in my room. Having a depression room is a real thing because my mom never understood where I was coming from. My mom was like, she kept on cursing, why was my room dirty? But I couldn't even like
She didn't understand that this was your grief manifested in real time. What
not
the
doing it
room? Yeah.
right. I remember my sister came and my sister told my mom, like, this is not Abby, like,
Yeah.
this is not the person who used to wear makeup and buy clothes. I remember I remember for years I kept my curtain closed and never opened it up. I was just in the darkness. I wanted to be in the darkness.
Yeah.
School to home, I did not want to see anyone. I didn't care. And I wasn't showing up for me. And that hurt so much because I was still looking on the phone, thinking that my dad is still gonna call. It wasn't until my dad has passed 2017. It's since 2023 is when I really accepted that he's gone. And this thing, like grief, is just it's so hard.
There's no beginning, there's no end, there's no middle, there's no.
Nothing. I don't know. It's just so hard. And also within me dealing with my grief, I've cut off so many people because I remember someone telling me, asking me why I'm crying about my dad. But then I realized that they never had a dad before. They never had a relationship that I had with my dad. So you're not gonna understand the feeling that I'm feeling. And I'm sorry that you didn't have a dad, but you cannot use your experience to define how I'm supposed to feel. I had people who never even I used to be the person that goes to my phone and message people asking if they're okay.
Yeah.
I used to be that person when I'm checking in with everyone. And when I
Mm-hmm.
was going through my grief and I looked on my phone, I remember who was just talking to me. They didn't know I was going through, but they were just talking to me. And I'm like, if I'm not facilitating these conversations, what does it make sense to talk to some of you guys? So I just started to treat people the way they started to treat me. That's what I started to do. Like I remember I used to go on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't heard from this person. So I'm like, they didn't message me. I used to do this all the time. And I'm the person who normally initiate. And I'm never the one to be like, oh, they never done this for me, so I'm not doing it. I do it. I do it to see if I'm going to get it back. And that's when I meet my judgment.
Now, Abby, that you're very much still in it, but your perspective is a little different. I always see grief as like, again, there's no beginning and there's no end, but there's a time where there's a little bit of space, a little bit more space comes between. Again, it's not comfort and it's not understanding, but it's a
It's like
little bit more
it's
space
like white slate, like a blank little
where a
like
little bit of light can come in, right?
yeah, I know
So now,
exactly what you
so where maybe the blinds, as you were mentioning, were completely closed before, now we're maybe like, they're a little bit openish. There's a little crack of light that kind of comes through.
well, the
What
light is shining, to be honest.
is it shining?
It's shining because I went from not opening my blinds to having them open. Like I used to be in my room, and I don't deal with that anymore. I don't. And then after my dad died and I became pregnant, I had the worst pregnancy, and I just went through another cutoff of people. I just cut them off. I was, there was another set of people I just cut right off because, like, I'm sick. I care for you, and you didn't ask me how I'm doing. I'm sick. I, I, I couldn't even drink water, and I would have appreciated, I hope you're doing okay. I would
Did you
have
eat
definitely.
today? Girl, did you eat? Right? Something.
I had a friend of mine, she was on the phone while I'm vomiting. Yeah, she would be on the phone with me vomiting. And, I had to reevaluate my friendships all over again. Because for me, like, there's no way I know that something is going on. And I'm not asking any questions. Even
Yeah.
if I don't, I'm like, I'm just reaching out. I'm just checking in. I'm just checking in, and never got that. So I went through that again, and now I did that, and now that I'm where I'm at right now, right? I'm currently going through an evaluation of just cutting my list even shorter, because I'm now seeing again that the type of friendship that I'm giving to people, I'm not getting it back.
But Abby, it's interesting because I feel like there's this thing that happens when we get to a certain age where there's these different moments in our life as women where we're doing this evaluation thing of who
Yeah.
gets to come and who is no longer able to have access. But and it's a great thing because that means you're growing, which is amazing. And at the same time, it's like sometimes you look in your phone and you're like, damn, there's no one, no one to call, no one to, or how do you feel? What is it like for you?
For me, I'm fine.
Yeah.
For because I have 6 people I keep in my rotation. We don't always talk every day, but 6. And Nick always go, you have so many friends. I'm like, I said, a lot of people know me. They know me. They're not my
Being different.
friend.
Yeah.
They're not my friend. They're not my friend. Like, even on social media, like, I come on here, I come and I share so much, but I'm not sharing everything. Like, someone will probably think that they know me, but just like people probably think that I like to socialize. No, not me. That is not me. And it's not that I
So
am.
lucky, Abby. Because yeah, when people see you online, you're being silly, you're the little cow costume, dancing, right? Like doing all kind of foolishness. Who then tell us what's your essence? Who is the Abby we see online versus the Abby in real life? Who is this? And I know both are you.
I just feel like I cannot give the world an entire access to me.
Yeah.
I just can't, and it comes with boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with boundaries. Like, you guys are seeing the same person, but not me in its entirety. Because at the end of the day, social media could be a place that will suck you up and it will spit you right out. And you have to know when it's time to step away. Also, when it's time to take a break. Like, for me, like, I come on here, like, whatever I post is what people get. You don't get to dictate what you want to see from me. So you're not gonna see me at a restaurant with cameras up eating. You're not gonna no, 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 no. No, that's not gonna happen. Because at the end of the day, like, I have a family, and I have my husband, and I have to show up for him, right? I have to show up for him. I have to show up for my kid. I have to show up for myself. And sometimes I'll have you be like, "Oh, Abby, come on live every day." I'm like, no, I, I cannot. I have a life. And like, I have a life. Sometimes people are seeing videos of me, and it's like sometimes I'm in the groove and I'm like, and sometimes you guys are just seeing videos from I made a long time. I'm like, okay, I'm going to edit this and post it. The internet shouldn't have all this access. I feel like to have a healthy relationship, to be present on social media and have a healthy relationship outside of social media, it comes with boundaries. Because sometimes Nick will say to me, like, I think you need a break. Like, I need you to, and I respect that. Excuse me. I respect that you're telling me that, because if I'm not listening, that means that I'm not doing what I need to do. And at the end of the day, I'm not choosing social media over my real life. That's not how it works. I'm not. I
Mm-hmm.
am not. That's why and they like me just posting whatever. This is Abby. I'm posting what I want to post, and they just appreciate me just sharing what I want to share. Like, I'm not this perfect individual. You guys get a certain part. You guys don't get all of me. The same way people don't see Nick as often on my social media. They probably have to scroll through far to see a picture or video of Nick. And that comes down to consent, because I'll see couples online, they're making a video and you could tell that the spouse does not want to make that
Those are
video.
be like, mm-hmm.
For me, it's like, yeah, no, and that's consent is so important. Like, if you guys ever hear Nick in a video, it's because he chose to. If he wants to show his face, it's because he chose to, and I did not force him. And I'll ask him, like, can you? And if he says no, I respect it. Like, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna make him uncomfortable for social media, because it's social media, you
And
know?
of course, people always want to ask all kind of, it's almost like people are very fast. They want to know, who are you, tell me about your husband and what does he do, and who is he, and how did you guys get together, and being that he's, Guyanese and Indian, how does that work, being that you're, they love to do that whole thing. Oh my goodness gracious.
Let me tell you, I used to get so much when I when I was with Nick. I remember I got a call. They're like, one of my friends called me. They're like, "Is he Guyanese?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "I heard Guyanese men are tight with their pockets." I'm like, "What do you mean? You tight?" He's like, "Yeah." And oh, I dated one, and they never brought me home to their family. And you're just wasting your time. Listen, I've heard. I'm telling you, I don't even. I come on. I sometimes give the lore of things I've heard being with Nick, who is Guyanese of Indian descent, and it's like, and I'm. It's not me trying to say that I'm not downplaying your experience, but at the same time, you cannot use your oil to fry my experience. Yeah. You can't. That's a whole lore of my experience being with Nick. But let me give you something very funny. I remember I know someone that told them that I was expecting with Nick, and like I remember she called and she's like, "Oh, so are you gonna move in Nick's bedroom when the baby comes?" I'm like, "Actually, we're closing our house next week." And she was like, "What?" And this is a person that always told me that I'm wasting my time, Nick. Listen, you don't even know. Like, it gets worse. I have so much.
But I mean, it makes sense to me when you tell me that you've had to do all of this pruning with friendships, because this is always the thing that boggles my mind. As a woman to a woman, how do you open your mouth to say that to a woman, especially a woman that you're supposed to love and care for?
Listen, let me tell you what I've learned over the years. Every joke is rooted in a truth.
Yeah.
That's what I've been learning over these years. And if you can't run a joke with me, if you can't take a joke, don't run a joke.
Yeah.
You can't take it, don't run it. But like that's a whole other thing. With all the things I've heard, what people have said, even
Oh my goodness. All of that and more. We could be
and
here for days.
yeah,
But wait, so then Abby, let me ask you then, right? So speaking of, not only did Nick move you in the bedroom, but he bought you a whole house. And you guys live your life together. You have a family, right? This is you and Nick started a family together. And what has that been like for you transitioning from, because I've even note, right? I feel like the something I always say is having the ability to watch somebody grow, to me, is like one of the most awe-inspiring things. And to see where you have come from when I first used to watch you in the pandemic to where you are now, from like being, girlfriend to then wife and mummy, and now like a gardener, right? Like to all the different it's such a beautiful journey that we've gotten to witness. And I can't help but wonder, tell, share with me, what has that been like to be a mom now, and to have Gina in your life? Like, say more about that.
I don't know what life is with it out there, if that makes sense. I'm very blessed. I'm very, 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 very blessed to be doing life, even with my husband as well. Like and I think what makes our relationship work is because we were friends. Nick and I went to high school together. We were friends. If you had asked us, seen us in high school or after high school, at thinking that we would have gotten married, living in a house, like living the life that we're living right now, would have told you no, because that's not something we even saw, and it has changed. It has changed a lot. I've also learned that I cannot allow people to make me feel bad for the life I'm living because they're not living the same life.
Yeah.
Um, I had to teach myself that, not because never, unfortunately, it's not going to be the same for everyone. And I've had people run jokes with me, and I know it's rooted in a truth, and then that's I have to step back. But it's been great. The basis of me and Nick's relationship is we don't disrespect each other.
Mm-hmm.
No physical fights, and communication is something that we're still learning. Not perfect, but the fact that my husband is my friend, it hits different, because I'm able to go through my phone and make cuts, but I still have my friend. Like my friend, like I'm married to my friend. If I'm married to my friend. Like, he's the person I pick up the phone to call when something happens. He's the person I go to regardless, whatever it is. And I'm beyond blessed to have that. I'm so thankful to have that. It Man, I mean, and again, even before, like, okay, Nick is my boyfriend, before everything, I never went in deep into a relationship because it's my page.
Yeah.
It's Abby's page. This is not a Nick and Abby page. This is not my page. Not even a family channel as well. If you guys see Gina, she jump in, fine. But the change has been great. My husband he gives me a life that I'm able to be authentically myself. Like, if I come up with an idea and I say, like, I want to do this. As long as I could tell him what I want to do and explain it to him, he definitely support me. Like, and even if he doesn't want any parts of it, he's like, okay, I still support you. It's not for me, but I still support you. And I don't think money can't buy stuff like that.
Nope. Nope.
It can't. And I was talking to my sister the other day. I was like, if I could leave work a second to run home, I'm running home. Like, it doesn't matter. If I could leave work a microsecond early to come home to my family, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm very grateful that I'm even in the position to say that. So I'm very grateful.
Abby, trust when I tell you. I think I've shared this on my social media, but there was a couple that years ago, that I went to dinner with, and the woman and the man, they were newlyweds, but they had been friends for a very long time, but they had finally gotten married. And They were saying how when they see each other's cars in the driveway, they will drive by and go sit in the parking lot of the supermarket instead of going home because they couldn't stand to see the other person's face. And everybody at the table is laughing, everybody's laughing, ha ha ha, ki. Like, oh yeah, I can imagine. That's so funny. And I'm thinking to myself, Lord God, how long this marriage gonna last? Can you imagine being married to somebody that you don't even want? You can't even go to your yard at the end of the day because you don't want to see their face.
I remember before we moved in here, Nick's rule was like, it doesn't matter like what kind of argument we have, like we still have to stay. We still have to tell each other that we love each other and sleep in the same bed. Yeah, and I laughed, and he's like, I'm being so serious. And again, like for me, like I just told my sister, I don't know how someone could be with someone that they don't like, because I cannot imagine telling myself I'm not going home afterward. I run home every chance I get. But with that, right? Me and Nick have also had the conversation of, if this relationship does not serve us anymore, it's best for us to do what's best for us. Because I grew up, my mom left me when I was in the first or second grade. And I grew up with my dad. My dad was abusive. And I reflect back on those times where my mom left. And as an adult, the fact that she found the strength to leave, like I don't regret my mom leaving. I don't, because if my mom never left my dad, I wouldn't have been able to experience my dad the way I experienced him after he left, right? I've never said that I wish you had stayed, because I don't know what my definition of love would be if my mom had stayed in that relationship. I think I probably would have hated my dad, knowing that she stayed in that relationship and that's what he did, and because it wasn't, my mom, it's like my mom, I remember watching my mom stop sleeping in the bed with my dad and sleeping in the couch. I still remember that. And again, yeah, still, I remember that. Like that was, and mind you, I was 5 or 6 years old. And the fact that she left, I'm so happy she did, because okay, my dad did that in Jamaica. I remember my period, the first time I saw my period, my dad is the one that he called his friend and he showed me how to use that pad, right? My dad, I don't know, like my dad taught me how to nurture. He spoiled me with attention. I was raised as a spoiled child, not in the fact of materialistic things, but with love.
Love, yeah.
With love. And my dad hugged me. He hugged me. He showed me what it is to feel loved. Like that's where my definition of love came from.
So grateful that because sometimes I think it's hard for us to separate certain things. And the fact that you're able to separate, because I always say this, my dad was a horrible husband, but he was a wonderful father. Top grade dad. Could never find a better one, right? And it sounds like the fact that it's so hard to do that, to separate. Like, my dad was a sucky ass husband, but he was a wonderful dad. To have that understanding, but also then to look at mommy and say, I'm proud of her for leaving, because she had to do what she had to do as a woman, and not take that personal, like, oh, mommy abandoned me. Because a lot of times, that's as a kid, that's kind of like the narrative that we have sometimes. And the fact that now as a woman, that you can see and separate these things. Mommy had to do what she had to do to keep herself safe.
Yeah, she had to do that, because I will never forget that. And that's when I told Nick, because like, I don't know if I would be the person today if my mom stuck around. Like and also my mom was so strict. My mom was so strict. We couldn't even look outside. We used to watch the kids playing outside. The different parenting styles, well, there are just so many things. But I'm so happy she walked away, because if she did not walk away, I don't know if I would have been in the relationship that I'm in right now. I don't know if I would have went outside and found love from someone else, not knowing what love is, because I wouldn't have seen it.
And felt it.
Yeah. I wouldn't have. So again, I tell my mom used to be like, "Oh, I wanted her and my dad to be together." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "You don't even know what you guys did for me."
Yeah.
That's what you guys did for me. Like that was the best. That was the best way I could have been raised. Seeing that, you know, I don't know if I would have been able to deal with my mom watching my mom get no, no. So, and I remember my dad sitting me down, telling me that like that was wrong of him, you know, and I should never allow anyone to treat me that way. And I would never even, I wouldn't know. No, because I'm saying, because our child deserves to see happy parents, even if they're not together. I mean, they need to, you know, they deserve to see that.
When you think about your parenting style, where did you learn how to be the mom you are for baby girl? Where did you learn that?
From both parents, because my mom wasn't perfect. Um, my mom wasn't perfect, and she knows she wasn't perfect. And my mom, you know, you have some Caribbean parents, they don't know how to say sorry. They don't know how to take accountability. And if I didn't see within my mom that she wants to change and she's willing to make that change, I don't think I would have had a relationship with my mom right now. If I didn't see that she wanted to make a change and to accept her wrongs, I wouldn't have been having a I wouldn't be talking to my mom today. And me, because for me, I don't need to do something to learn. I just need to see something to know that I'm not doing this, you know? I don't need to do it for myself. So between my mom and my dad is where I learned how to parent my daughter. I'm still learning. Everything is still new. My daughter, she had a cup and it spilled, and I was like, okay. I said, okay, I'll clean it up. I had to take a hook. I'm like, she's a kid. It's okay. It's okay. What my mom would have done, you know, they don't got the patience. They don't have the patience.
No patience.
They don't have the patience. So because at the end of the day, like my baby is human. She's human. Like what? Because she's a kid, I'm going to treat her differently? No, I treat her the way I want someone to treat me. I treat my 2-year-old the way I want someone to treat me because she's
But
growing.
at 2, she literally is like a little drunk old man. She can't hold a drink and not spill it. She can't, I mean, like, that's not even a thing developmentally that she can do. Like, her little hands are always wiggly, right? Like,
But then you see, and then at the same, but also right, she likes to cook with me. She likes to bake with me, and I'm like, oh, and I was like, you know, I have to find alternatives because I'm not gonna push her away. I'm cooking. Okay, before I'll like try to like pack out some stuff and let her pour it over. And she
yeah.
wants to feel a part. She wants to feel that way. So it's just grace and patience. It's really, I'm still learning patience. I'm still learning, but both of my parents just knowing how I don't want people to treat me, that's how I go about treating my daughter.
Mhm.
You don't forget anything. I'm telling you what I saw from 4 or 5 years old, and I'm 29. You don't forget anything.
Still with you, Abby. Look at that. That time, and you still remember. Yeah. And, you said something that I think is really interesting because, a lot of the work that I do is around mother daughter work. And I think this is one of the most important things is when we can look in our mom and see that, okay, she's not perfect. She has her things, but there's something there. And even if it's this big, right?
It's
There's
there.
something there that she wants to be different, that she wants to be able to love you in the way that she knows that she is not loving you or could love you better, or the way that you need that. Like, again, And I think that's the biggest thing I wish that more moms understood, is that we're not looking for perfect moms, but we're looking for a mom who could say, man, Angelica,
Accountability.
I'm sorry. Lord, I should have not said that. Sorry, sorry, sorry. That was wrong of me, right? I should have tried harder. Yes, you're right. I wasn't always the best. Yes, you're right. I did make mistakes. Right. Not always, oh, I tried my best and just
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw, to know that, yeah, I can't, I'm keep her around.
So then let me ask you, Abby, when you think about the things that bring you the most joy at this point in your life, what are some of those things that just make your life worth living?
Is that I have a support system that allows me to be authentically myself, and my husband is for that. The fact that I'm able to be me is what people get to see, and everything starts in the home. Everything starts in the home, and the fact that I have I believe in myself, but the fact that I have a partner that believes in me, that I'm able to show up, because I'll tell Nick something else, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, I'm like, and it's like, as long as you get it, I don't need everybody else to get it.
Yeah, that's it.
You know, like, I don't need anyone else to get it. I'm telling you this, and if you don't like it, that's your business. But I get to show up authentically myself, not faking who I am. I've never no one on social media, people who see me on social media, they could never say that is not Abby.
Yeah.
They could never say that. They could never say that, because when I remember starting my social media, I didn't even tell anybody that I'm going on TikTok, and my friends started finding me. My friends that I talked to, I started coming up in their FYP, and they could tell you, like, the person that you see, that's her.
Yeah.
That's her. And the fact that I'm able to be that person, because let me tell you, I am beyond privileged to do, because, like, as a mom and doing a job that I love, my husband puts me in a position where I'm able to work a job that I actually love, right? Do the things that I want to do. And even though sometimes I'm not always doing everything that I need to be doing, I still get to be myself. And if I didn't have that, because, okay, again, I believe in myself, but if I didn't have that backbone, like, he makes me shine. And the reason why people are able to see me this way, be authentically myself, is because and again, I'm beyond privileged to see that. And I'm very grateful.
And you're truly, truly blessed, Abby, because for sure, as a marriage therapist, let me tell you, it is rare, right? We see a lot of love out there, and there is a lot of love out there, but the kind of love where the other person encourages you to constantly be who you are, that is hard to come by, and
I
gives you
know.
the space and the grace to show up. Yes. So I'm so glad that you even recognize that. So, last question now, Abby. What do you think it's important that the people walk away knowing about who you are, or something that you would like to leave them with that maybe you wish that you knew about life or motherhood, whatever comes to mind?
For me, I want people to walk away with knowing that you can be yourself. You don't have to change yourself for people to like you. You don't have to change yourself to feel accepted. And if you want to be a part of a table and you can't see yourself there, create it for yourself. Don't let go of who you are. Like, hold on to that. Hold on to it. Don't let go of it because that's what defines you. And that's why you asked me earlier, like, what are the words that define me? I'm like Abigail, like because it's me. It's me. Okay, it's Abigail, and then it's mom, it's friend, it's sister, is my colleague, it's the person who likes to share information. And that's because I'm showing up authentically myself. So don't let go of yourself. Don't let people let you change yourself for them. Live for you, because you're gonna end up one day, you're gonna be walking and you're gonna see something and you're like, what am I really living for? I remember one time I used to be like, as long as other people are happy, I don't care about anyone's happiness but mine. And you have to be selfish. You have to.
Yeah. Because the truth is, everybody else is living for themselves. And then who the hell is living for you?
For you. Right. And even as a mom, like as a wife, you got to take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. You can't be taking care of everyone, and who's taking care of you?
But also, what are you teaching your daughter? When she
Yeah.
looks at you and sees that you have sacrificed your entire life, what are you teaching her? That she has to sacrifice herself for the world. Is that what we want to teach our little
No,
girls?
no, we don't. We don't want that. I want my daughter to be selfish. I want my daughter to know that she is enough being the person that she is. I need her to hold on to that. I need everybody else, whoever sees this video, like, I need you to hold on to that. Doesn't matter what your gender is, what your ethnicity is. I need you to hold on to you. Hold on to you and don't let go of you. 'Cause that's what makes you yourself. So that's what I want people to walk away with.
Thank you. I feel like there's so many amazing gems that people are going to grab onto and be like, yes, Abby. Oh my gosh, that's a good. Wait, let me go get my pen. I have to write that down. Hold on to myself. Hold on to myself. Don't let go. I appreciate you so much, Abby, for coming on and sharing your wisdom.
If you were just coming across Dr. England, again, she is of Jamaican and Guyanese background, and I find you to be so unique. It's like you just know. You have you experience two different cultures, being in one household, experiencing things that most Caribbean individuals have already experienced with their parents, maybe with your sibling. I don't know, like, I feel like you just get it. You just get it. And I don't understand why the Caribbean community don't know about you. Like, they don't know enough about you, because I feel like you're able to heal so many individuals just based on your experience, because you're able to relate to them.
Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
Abby. Go and rest because I know you're tired, and enjoy your Memorial Day weekend, and make sure you plant up the things nice, and you and Gina go and put your hands in the dirt.
Yeah, I did the thing already. I had to replant some plants. I have to put down my sweet potatoes. I have to put down my slips. I need to put down some ginger. Yeah, I have so much.
Yes. Wait, you have ball of fire, a wiri pepper. You have
We
seeds.
have we probably have over 10 different peppers in the back. A
Wow.
little
Okay.
everything. Because last year we got so much peppers. It would lasted us up until January. And I was able to share with so many people. Yeah.
You have plenty mango too, like all the different, or are you
We
guys planting mango?
can't do mango. We can't do mango in our zone.
Oh my goodness.
But we're doing squash, we're doing pumpkin, we're doing bitter melon or Cersei, however you want to go by it.
Yes.
Let me see what catch.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Well, I will definitely be continuing to watch you guys and you and Gina and see what you guys post. and all that good stuff. Thank you again, Abby. I thank you. And we'll be in
You're welcome.
touch.
Yes, have a wonderful afternoon.
You
Like,
too.
bye.